Changing minds one thought at a time.
Greetings, 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 everyone. I am Dr. Ikena Finch, and I would love to welcome you to Motivate Social Podcast, where we bring you people who are changing the world via social media. And this is a special segment for us. We are now introducing the co-authors of the Dear Mom anthology, compiled by our own Vanessa Canterbury, who is also on the line today. How are you doing, Vanessa?
I am doing great. How are you?
I am great. So we can't keep the audience waiting any longer. Tell us who we have today.
Oh, wow. I have known this woman for some time now. We communicated back and forth via social media, and it's such an honor for her to jump on board to be a co-author in this amazing upcoming book, Dear Mom. So I'm going to be able to introduce you to the amazing Marlo Grandberry. Marlo, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You're so kind.
Oh, it is such an honor. I am so glad that you jumped on to see the vision behind the Dear Mom book. And so, it's such a privilege for us to be able to share these stories because we know that somebody's going through it and maybe it could relate to them and their own experience with their mom. So why don't you tell the people what's the chapter of your book, and not only what's the name of the chapter of your book, but why did you jump on board to just say yes to this anthology?
Oh, wow. Well, I'll start with the second question. I jumped on board because I had just come home from visiting with my mom, and it had been a long time since we had quality time together. We're in different states, and so I don't get to go home and spend as much time with her as I desire. And when I saw your announcement inviting authors to participate in the book, I was like, yeah, because right now my love cup is full, and I was good, and I had always wanted to write anyway. So the name of my chapter is Become a Better Daughter. And, I shared a little bit about my journey in 2018 and how it really hit home that one day my mom isn't going to be here with me. And I don't have enough memories. I don't have enough pictures. I don't have enough stories to tell my grandson and somebody too.
Wow, that's a very profound statement, A lot of us are in that same boat, and it's hard to think about what would happen when our mothers are not here,
Yeah.
And so you mentioned that you didn't have enough pictures and you didn't have enough for your grandson, and you wanted to make some more memories. Why is making memories so important for you?
Well, as I share a little bit in my chapter, last year I lost several coworkers within the same month, April, as a matter of fact, and it just hit me. It's like, okay, they're gone, and there will be no more memories. All the memories that I have is all I will ever have, and so that kind of transitioned to my mom. It's like I don't have enough. I've lived out of state for almost 30 years, and like I said, I only get to go home twice a year, sometimes once a year. And so I want to make more memorable moments with her instead of just staying home and kicking it around the house. I want to go to Vegas again. I want to go to Atlanta again. I want to travel, and I want her to really enjoy her latter years.
That's so important to make memories because we always have something to look back on and those things that we can be able to hold on to. And there's nothing like the wisdom that we get from the mom. Those real hardcore wisdom, them old school wisdom that we connect with so well that we can be able to pass on. through our children. What's one of those nuggets that your mom have instilled in you that you would definitely always hold near and dear?
Family is important. And friends come and go, but family is always there for you.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And I want to take you back to when you were writing the chapter. What were you thinking about as you were writing the chapter? Were you thinking about people who were in the same boat as you, who had their mother and wanted to make more memories, or were you speaking to the person who doesn't have that relationship with their mom and may need to contact them? Who were you speaking to in this chapter?
Primarily people that still have the opportunity to create memories with their mom, and even some of the people whose mom has passed away. I have several of my close friends, and they no longer have their mom. So I went through that grieving process with them, and they still grieve. You know, some of them it's been as much as 5-6 years, but sometimes moments hit them, and they have those memories, and you know there's no replacement for mom. And so hopefully they'll be inspired to at least recant those memories and write their own letter.
That is true. That is very true. I love that. Well, tell us a little bit more about your chapter. What's some of the takeaways that you would like the readers to really hold on to?
I would say I kind of journeyed back to my perspective of my mom as a child, and now understanding her as a woman and as a mother. There were a lot of things that she told me growing up, and she told me I wouldn't understand until I became a mother myself, and that was so true. And so I just kind of journeyed back to growing and getting to know her better.
Wow, that's something to really think about, because you know you never know the saying goes, you never know what you have till it's gone. But you're one of the lucky people that knows what you have while it's still here, and you can celebrate it. So,
Yeah.
What did you tell your mother about the chapter, or are you going to keep it a surprise? Tell us what the thoughts are.
I tried to keep it a secret. I told her that I was writing a chapter about her, and first thing she wanted to know was, "Oh no, what did you say?" and I told her it was good things, so I didn't give her any details about the chapter, but I did tell her that I wanted her to know how much she was valued, loved, and appreciated while she could enjoy it, and I wanted to tell the world.
That right there. See, and that is always best to be able to give the roses while they are here. Give them the accolades, give them that notice, give them that so they can be able to hear it from you, and not on that last day. So that is so important to be able to let them know how much value they have instilled. I'm just grateful. I'm really, really grateful just to be able to share this journey with these authors, because later on you guys are going to hear my interview, but you guys are really, it's so touchy on so many different levels, and that's why it's so important that we have to share this, and so many people will truly, truly gravitate to what we are talking about in this book here. What is next for you? Would you be doing a book signing? What is next for Marlo?
Ooh, this is an amazing journey. I am looking to do some book signings. I have actually partnered up with one of the other authors that's also from Detroit. And so we haven't locked in a date, but we're going to do something together in May, right around Memorial Day weekend. And then we're going to do something else in June because he'll actually be in Virginia in June. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to doing the book signings with somebody with experience because I've never done this before.
Yes, yes. And I'm so excited for you. You know, let's talk about the journey. Now that builds up to these book signings. And so now I understand you are a newly published author and you have your chapter out here and the book is getting ready to launch really soon. So how are you feeling about this journey? You know, what would you recommend to newly published authors?
I would recommend them to go this route and to be a contributing author, especially for their first publishing. And it was a lot of learning experience. And I'm really thankful that Vanessa was patient with me, especially with that video thing. And it really pushed me out of my comfort zone. And so I would really recommend them to partner up with some good people to hold their hand through the first process. I am looking forward to writing more in the future, but it's a nice trial to know that I didn't have to do this all by myself.
Oh, man. Marlo. I don't know if you want to share what you're doing next after this, but I do want to say I'm in Chicago, and I would love to be able to be there in Detroit to support you guys as you guys do your book signing. So make sure that you keep me posted. That would be amazing.
Yes.
I'm a believer that, support is very important. Too often we don't support, and we need to. And
right.
I would love to support. Also, me and you, even though we have met years and years ago on social media, on LinkedIn, I see how much you have grown in your business and how you always reach out to me and how we have stayed connected. And I could just be able to call you, just say, how are you doing? What's going on? Are you okay? And it's a beautiful thing to be able to build a relationship, to be able to see, how else can I support you? And so I'm very, very grateful for you jumping on and saying yes to writing and being a part of this journey, saying yes to being able to come up outside your comfort zone. Because trust and believe, I was there too. I was there where I was, I don't like the attention. That's me. That's the introvert side. But somebody named Dr. Arkina Finch, she pushed me to be able to, Vanessa, your message is important. Your message is powerful. Well, how can I be able to help you? And this is why we do what we do, is to be able to help other people to understand that we both been there. And so I'm glad that you did the video, which is amazing, and we're going to be able to push that video out there. But so this is what I want to ask you before I ramble on. After this book here, what are you going to do? What's the next thing that you're going to be working on? I already know what the next thing you're going to be working on, but what's the next thing you're going to be working on, and why are you going to be working on that?
Well, I remember you saying that you were going to stop the anthologies, and then recently you posted that you're going to do the Dear Son, Dear Daughter, and I said, oh, I have 2 sons. I have a whole lot to tell them. And so I'm excited to start writing. Thankfully I only have 2. I don't know the requirements despite your expectation for the new anthology, but definitely having two sons and raising them as a single mother the majority of their lives, I don't know how they came out so different. They're like night and day. And so, yes, I'm looking forward to that.
So how do you think that experience is going to be different from the Dear Mom anthology experience?
Number one, I have more time to actually think about it and write about it. I came on board with Dear Mom pretty much when she needed two more authors. So I didn't start the journey until January of this year. So 2019 has been fast-paced from the beginning. So I think that I'll have more time to really think through my thoughts as far as to my son. Something that I had already kind of planned. I write them letters anyway, and I stick them in my safety deposit box because sometimes, they just don't know what's on a mother's heart. But I always give forethought to the fact that one day I may not be here, and I want them to know. And so I'm a big communicator.
That's interesting that you say that you write letters already to your son, because I was just telling my daughters that I've been writing letters for the longest. That was always a way of me releasing my feelings and everything else. So it's good to know that I'm not the only one that write letters. What is one of the things that you would, being a mom to boys, and the things, what's one of those things that you have passed down to your sons that your mom has instilled in you?
One of the things that I passed on to my sons that my mom has instilled in me, that's a good question. Because I started a lot of new things, but one of the ways that I spent quality time with my sons was we would have game night. Growing up, my mom was an avid card player. You name the card game, she knew how to play it. Even to this day, we have Monopoly tournaments. My sister, my mom, and now we've engrafted a couple of my nieces and nephews that are old enough to play. And so we just played a lot of board games. And that was quality time, spending time, turn the TV off, engage with one another, be a little competitive, be very competitive. My mother didn't cut you any slack.
Yes, it sounds like I have one of those moms as well, so I totally understand. That, I want to ask you, now that you're getting ready to be, that you are a newly published author, and where do you want to take your chapter? Are you planning on doing more radio? Are you planning on doing blogs, TV, speaking? Where do you plan on taking your chapter and your message?
Oh, that's too much. Right now, I'm just yielding to whatever God wants from me. I really don't know what to expect, and I don't know what's going to come about from this publishing. But I'm open and I'm ready to be used by God, and I'm excited about the journey. So I don't know. I don't really have any plans for blogging, or this is my first interview, so I really don't know. We'll see.
This is one thing I will tell anybody, and I've been doing this since I started writing my books and going down this experience of being an author. Always, always, always make sure that you let people know who you are and what you bring to the table. If that's through interviews, if that's through live, Facebook, Instagram, whatever the case may be, never stop promoting yourself because people won't know anything about your book if you don't tell them. There could be some type of event that's taking place that is about mothers or something like that. It's relatable to your book.
Okay.
Be present in the room because sometimes, and I see this all the time. I'm going to take it back sometimes. All the time. It's unfortunate that people put out books and it sits there and the hype is great in the beginning, but the next you know it's collecting dust later on. There's so many ways that you could be able to go further with your book. Always be open to that. So if there's something that's going on with social media and that somebody say, I'm looking for someone who is an author. You are an author, not just a contributing author. You are an author, right? And you can be able to share about your chapter in the book. So don't limit yourself and just, oh, well, I only did a chapter. No, you are an author, and take that and run with it and tell anybody that. So don't never just sit on it because it happens so often. And then when you sit on it, it goes nowhere. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
I can do that. So Mother's Day is coming up.
Yes. See, and you know, it's so many ways. And it's just trial and error along the way. But if I help somebody to be able, just like Keena helped me, Dr. Finch helped me to be able to not be still so long, then why not help somebody else? This is what we do here. God truly, and I'm a believer, God knew exactly what he was doing when he connected us together. He knew exactly what he was doing. People fail to realize we both introverts, we both Libras, we both women, we both have a powerful message. We both love to push. Oh, my goodness, we could push a person to their greatness, and they wouldn't even have a clue. But that's just something that he's instilled in us. We could pull out something in a person. Sometimes Dr. Finch got to pull out something in me, and I'm like, oh, my goodness. But I'd rather for her to pull my coattail versus me sitting there and letting me sink, you know?
Yes.
So
yes.
I love just seeing people win. Dr. Finch, love seeing people win. But you got to also love seeing you win, too.
Yes.
So don't limit yourself, and I honestly believe Dr. Finch will agree with me on this statement. Go win. We will root you. Let us know how we could be able to support you, and we will definitely root you along this journey. So go be great, girl. You deserve it.
And you know what, Vanessa, as you were speaking, I started thinking about speaking to the youth. I work with adolescents through church, and I know that that's a really rough period in a child's life, and a lot of times there's a disconnect between the children and their parents. So I might take you up on that speaking thing, do some speaking engagements and some coaching.
Go for it. You can do it. You absolutely could do it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So on that note, Dr. Finch, do you have any other questions for the amazing Marlo Grandberry?
Well, yes, amazing Marlo Grandberry. Can you tell the people where to find you and how they can connect with you?
Well, I'm on most of the social media platforms. On Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, and if you search for my name, Marlo Grandberry, you'll find me. I'm there.
Perfect. You know what? Thank you so much, Marlo, for joining us and taking on and saying yes to your interview, even though you were nervous. I can tell. And
I'm standing up rocking.
Well, you're doing absolutely amazing. But this has been a great experience just to get to know more about the authors in the upcoming Dear Mom anthology that's going to be dropping soon. And I hope the audience, if Marlo's story has resonated with you, make sure that you connect with her so you can be able to get your own autographed copy of this book that's going to be available shortly. And Marlo, make sure that you make sure and let people know that I'm here, I'm not going anywhere, and, you know, I'm just looking forward to just seeing what's next to come from you, and trust and believe if you need us, you can make sure that you know that you could be able to connect with Dr. Finch and I, and we could be able to support you any way we possibly can. So with that being said, Dr. Finch, as always, is going to let everyone know how they can be able to stay connected with us on social media. And this has been absolutely amazing.
Well, yes, you can find Changing Minds online on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and we're also on LinkedIn at Changing Minds Online. And then, of course, you can always reach out to us, either Vanessa or myself as well. And be on the lookout for what we're doing because we have amazing things happening. And be on the lookout for our next interview with our co-authors of the Dear Mom anthology. So until next time, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.